Welcome to the Live It Right podcast, hosted by John and Caitlin Lindsay. We're going to be talking all things health and wellness, from food, fitness, relationships. So if you want to live your best life and live it right, join us for this conversation.
So whether you're a health enthusiast, a busy professional, or someone looking to achieve a more fulfilling life, you're in the right place. Tune in, subscribe, and join our community as we explore the path to living it right.
Let's go. Welcome back to the Live It Right podcast, episode 42. Today we're talking about race prep, maybe specifically race peaking. Caitlin's got her 70.3 Sandusky, Ohio coming up very, very soon. And you're in the training, the peak of training right now. You're in race peak. So it's been very hot too here. So we're going to talk about it. How are you feeling going into the race? First off, when is the race?
Race is July 19th, Sunday, July 19th. So 2 weeks from, is today Sunday? Yes. 2 weeks from today.
Okay. So you're 2 weeks out when this comes out.
2 weeks out. We'll get into the heat wave piece of it, but I guess just to rewind just a hair, this race was not on my radar. I had some things shift with work that, I was kind of looking around to see what races I could fit into my schedule. And this one just so happens to be en route to a trip that we are taking. So we're road tripping up, and Sandusky, Ohio, place I've never been. I have read that it is fast and flat, which is never a bad thing. And the swim is a lake swim, which I like. So,
nice.
I guess I would say between 6 and 8 weeks ago, I think it's been about that time, I texted my coach.
Probably 2 months. Yeah.
2 months, yes, probably about 2 months. I texted Thomas. I was like, sorry, we're pivoting a little bit. I just put race on my schedule. So I guess starting, talking about race prep, race peaking, stuff like that, the one thing to mention is just a little bit of encouragement here, because I will say the last training block that I've been dealing with going into this, my body did not respond well. I was not seeing gains. As you would say, I was hitting some plateaus. I was actually testing, regressing.
Mm-hmm.
I was regressing with testing, which was incredibly frustrating. But you know what? I'm getting older. I'm not 23 anymore. And, training will ebb and flow. And I guess the one thing to note, I've never raced in the peak of summer. So I raced in May in Chattanooga, and I've raced in October in Wilmington. So the pre-race period's very different for those times of year. So
and you didn't swim in Chattanooga
and
either.
I did not. It got canceled. So the first time I actually ever swam in a race was in October. It was full wetsuit, legal, and it was cold AF. So this will be different. It'll probably just be a swim scan that's allowed. Mm-hmm. But I am grateful it's the lake. But I think the biggest, other than the regressing, which was very mentally, I'm a competitor. I like hitting numbers. I like doing, whatever's projected I want to hit. But I had to humble myself very quickly and realize that your body's just not always going to respond in the way that you want it to. So that was a little discouraging in a way leading into a race, because obviously you want to feel your best. And then, after I saw some race, testing regression, we've been hit with this heat wave. And it's your heart rate increases when you walk out the front door. You don't even have to be exercising. Mm-hmm. So that's been a very humbling thing for me, is all of my prep work recently, race specific, has been based on effort, no numbers, because you can't expect your heart rate not to be higher than normal when you're running,
It's 90 degrees and humid outside.
Well, I mean, my some of my biggest training days, it's been in the 90s with a heat index, or feels over 100.
Ooh.
You can be
Which
heat
is
adapted.
rare for where we live, so that's
very rare. And I will say, I sauna 6 to 7 days a week. I am not someone that's not heat adapted.
Yeah.
And yet I tell you, my run pace on, was it Saturday, with 32nd slower than like what I thought I'd be running. But today I was like right on track, and it was, 74 and felt like 96. So, progress here.
I think the benefit of that is like when you train in heat and humidity, the best run you'll ever have is that random summer day where the humidity's 50% lower than it normally is, and it's 5 to 8 degrees cooler as well. So I think there's no way it's going to be as hot and humid as we just went through. So I think that's going to be a blessing in disguise, like that positive body shock of, oh wow, I've been training in this wall of humidity and now it's fun. And it starts pretty early too.
Yeah.
Like that's a good nature of these Ironmans is they start so early. Like there's no way you'll be out there during peak heat.
Right. And I had a friend on my team. We've been messaging back and forth about this, and he was like, stick to the plan that like Thomas has for you, because the thing is like, if I'm training based on effort right now, which is, watching my heart, I'm really watching my heart rate, because I know that I can sustain race pace. Like I can sustain that level of intensity based on my heart rate for the entirety of the half marathon. Like I know that for a fact, whatever that pace is, I definitely can hold that heart rate no problem without bonking. The thing is our ego gets in the way. We don't want to be running slower. I mean, as slow as I was running, like it's an ego check for sure. But he was just reminding me, he was like, seriously, stick to the plan of what he has. If you go based on effort and you go based on feel and like listen to your body, you're not going to burn out right before the race. That's the last thing I want to do.
Can you keep ice in the transitions? Could you have like a mini cooler of?
I could, but they have buckets of ice at every single thing. Now, I did think about this one's like Chattanooga, where it's not a dual, it's not two different transitions, it's one. And I've noticed that some people put buckets to flip over and sit on. I was thinking about putting a couple bags of ice in there and just dumping them on me. Because I will tell you, today, it was a little bit cooler. It was not cool at all. It was still hot, but it was cooler than it's been. But I set up my own little aid station at the track on the bleacher, and I put it all in a cooler so that I had to intentionally reach inside and pull it out, because going through aid is not always easy. You're navigating around people. Some of the volunteers are wonderful, but like sometimes, I mean, it's not like a perfect little pass off.
Yeah, sometimes it's not worth the logistics of getting the nutrition or the hydration.
Yeah, but I planned on like an extra bottle and a half. I was dumping, and I had a cooler pack it was one of those Yeti, like those tote bag coolers. I dumped so much cool water on my chest to run down where my sports bra is, on my head and on my neck. My core temperature was probably 15 degrees cooler than it would have been had I not done that.
Yeah, and it helps so much. It's crazy.
It really does. But the thing is like when you're training, it's fantastic on race day because they literally put freaking aid stations at like every mile. It's nice. Easy.
Yeah.
But when you're training, a lot of people throw that out the window. I will tell you, I will continue to do this for the foreseeable future. Because overheating yourself is like the worst thing, and it feels awful.
Do you know the aid station set up for this race? Because I know we looked at the running race, and it is an out and back.
It's 2 loops
of an out and back, I think. So is there aid stations on like both sides, or do you like? I could see that being.
Oh, I need to look at that again.
If you're.
I know with Wilmington they were dual sided.
Yeah, that's probably typical.
They were set like they were. So like
if you're going one way, you stop at this side. Yeah. Okay.
But they had like the medians, the dividers. They were set up in the median of the roads. So they were dual sided.
Okay. Gotcha.
This one, I'm not sure. It's downtown.
Probably. They're usually pretty dialed with their setup. But.
Well, especially I would assume in the summer, they're going to be on top of that. But I'll say that has been, I've not always been 100% awesome about like the fueling and hydration piece of things, like during training. But I'll tell you, it makes the world of a difference. I mean, today I had an hour and 45 minute run. I took in 120 carbs. of gel.
Nice.
That's a decent amount. I was taking almost 100 grams of carbs yesterday on the bike an hour.
Well,
which is more than I'm used to, but I felt my body needed it. And side note, something we've both found, and you've talked about them, those hydration capsules that we've used from Redmond are a game changer. Because I can't just guzzle fluid.
Flavored.
It also, my stomach, I get full feeling.
Yeah, I get so over the flavor, like the strawberry lemonade, the lemon lime. Like I just want plain water.
And
but you need the salt.
And that was something, it's funny that you say that. I was thinking I had like an almost 4-hour training block yesterday. And not a ton. I mean, I'm no pro athlete, but like I do get questions about my fueling and my hydration, stuff like that. The thing is, it's so different for every single person. You have to figure out what works for you. And I think there's no perfect plan. There's no, you can't put out a generalized plan. It is so in tune with each person. And that's something that I'm learning. Like mine is like ever evolving. That's something I've also noticed in this block.
And you can certainly do sweat tests. Neither of us have done those, but I find, and you probably feel the same way, the more you expose yourself to like hot environments, long runs, long efforts, whatever, the more information you just kind of get. And I feel like from a hydration standpoint, it almost becomes intuitive. You're like, all right, it's hot as shit. I've been working hard this last hour. Yeah. I'm going to take an extra one of these capsules this hour. Because I have it like you can kind of almost feel your body asking for it before it's way too late and you're cramping or whatever. You're having some negative side effect related to lack of hydration / electrolytes.
But let me ask you this. So contrary to like you, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but I have seen people in races, probably more so in the ultra world. You can look at them and say they overhydrated. They're like, it looks like they're about to pop like a balloon. Like they're inflamed everywhere. Mm. When have you ever...
Is that taking in too much electrolytes or too much actual water or what is it?
I'm not... I think it might be a combination of actual fluid and electrolytes. Just like too much. Like your body's actually not losing...
I haven't seen that. I've seen the other end of the spectrum where people haven't hydrated enough and then it's causing all sorts of problems. It's causing digestion problems. Yeah. It's causing headaches, vomiting, and all that.
But my question for you was, when have you ever regretted taking one of those capsules? No.
No, I never have. Yeah.
Like you don't ever say, oh gosh, I shouldn't have taken that. Whereas like I have been like, ugh, I just took in way too much water. It's not sitting well. So for me, it's plain water and the capsules, which have been awesome. Like today, I went into that run my legs were a little sluggish, a little tight. I had to do a little extra stretching, but like once I got going, it was hot, but like I was taking those capsules, my legs felt freaking good.
Nice.
Which was awesome. So, but the thing is it's all trial and error. It's, contrary to what he does in the ultra world, I am going all fluids, all gels. But mind you, my goal is sub 5 hours. My body can handle taking in that fine stuff for, I've done that plenty of times. So, I'm excited. It is from what I've researched. So it's, what would you call, so it's in Lake Erie, but like it's in a harbor. Thank you.
It's in a like rock enclosed area that's stopping waves from coming in basically.
Yeah, so hopefully it won't be too rough. It is kind of cool. You jump off of a boat. So
a ferry boat.
Like a ferry boat.
A big
I think it's a ferry boat.
I think it looks old school. Like it looks like
but like cool. That the swim start, you actually jump off of that. So lake swim, and then apparently, so it's very fast, very flat on the bike and the run. The bike, from what I've researched, headwind on the way out, got a lot of help coming back in.
Nice.
So that'll be good. But I have some goals. The biggest goal is going sub 5 this time and drastically reducing my transition times.
Yeah.
I have a bad track record of really just spending too much time unintentionally. But
well, you'll be better this time just with the sort of putting it out there, even just to yourself, knowing like, this is my weakness. I need to work on that. Like you'll come in on the bike or come in from the swim and on the bike being like, I got to be fast here. I got to be fast here. So,
well, I think the other thing that got in my head too is Wilmington, the transition from the swim to the bike is stupid
that was
long.
a long, yeah.
I mean,
forgot about
you
that.
have to run like.
What's this? Do you know?
Huh? Oh no, this is like you get off like that. There, the ferry boat's right here. I think you come out of the water. It's like close.
Okay.
It's like a parking lot.
Yeah, Wilmington, you had to jog barefoot.
I think
like
it was
a third of a mile or something.
Oh, it was like I think it was probably 600. I think they said it was like 600 meters or something.
Yeah.
Which is you're barefoot and it was gravel. Like they had it was like I
forgot about that.
Pavement, but like it was not like they even allow you to stash shoes. I don't know if you didn't see that because you didn't. Oh, they allow you to stash shoes if you want to because it's not fun on your feet. So, but regardless, mine were still. I of course looked up the girls that beat me and all their transition times.
There's still progress you could make. So.
Well, I sat there and I was like, I was faster than them in X, Y, and Z, but my transitions, man, were just. Yeah. I have not mastered the peeing off the bike thing. Tried it yesterday. Tried really hard. Couldn't do it. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm excited. But what number one main goals go sub 5. I have some other ones that I will not put out into the universe. I'll keep them to myself for now. But transition times reduced. And then just I want to feel a little more depleted than I did after Wilmington.
What pace on the swim are you shooting for? Because that was probably a mistake you made at Wilmington, right? You got in a slower group.
Yeah. That's the risk you take. So my coach said there's 2 options. You either can kind of place yourself a little hot, like in a little faster group and run the risk of getting passed a bunch or run over. Or if you're too slow, you can focus on passing. And I just... After getting kicked in the head at like a sprint triathlon, I would rather be passing people than be passed. So I went in a slower group, which apparently they claim that there's a lot of like strategy behind swim placement because some people will put themselves 10 minutes ahead of where they should be to get on the bike faster.
Yeah.
Because you get the faster groups get in the water first.
Right. Yeah. And especially, I mean, it might not be as hot as it is here, but it's going to be a hot day. So the earlier you can get your entire race done, the better too.
So I certainly will place myself a little bit faster because I'm more comfortable in the water.
What time do you think?
I'd love to be in I can't remember if they break it down by 5-minute intervals or 2.
I think it was 2. It was a tighter interval.
I think I'd love to be in the 30 to 32 minute.
What'd you do in Wilmington?
I think I put myself in the 38 to 40 or something. I ended up swimming like 36, I think. I'm forgetting.
Yeah, so you should be fitter than that. So.
I'm definitely faster. The race work I've been doing has put me at like 127 per 100 yards. But you have to put when open water versus a pool is very different. Yeah. So, but I would love that 30 to 32 minute probably, because that does put me quite a few people ahead of where I slotted myself in Wilmington, which I'm a pretty strong biker. And I passed so many people in Wilmington. Yeah,
you're comfortable on the bike too. I feel like a lot of people don't have bike smarts.
Yeah,
they ride on trainers a lot.
Yeah, so I passed a lot, almost to where the passing was kind of frustrating because if you have people that don't really know what they're doing or not good bike etiquette, getting around them is just wasting a lot of time, stuff like that. I don't break rules. I don't draft off people. Like the guy who drafted off me for 12 miles, should have reported him. And then the run, I have some goals with the bike, but my biggest thing with the bike is making sure I feel good coming off the bike. You're not supposed to be smoked because then you have a half marathon to run. I just want to run really strong, but I also kind of want to finish a little more depleted. I feel like Wilmington, I was on such a high, but remember I ran, my pace was 7:27 Like it was like a 7:27 pace. But remember like that it was only like a half mile. I ran 5:40 because I like sprinted to the end. I should have listened to Thomas where he said like at mile 10, 11, if you still have gas in the tank, like,
oh yeah, and start emptying it there.
Yeah. I mean, don't empty it 5 miles out, but you can empty it 2.5 miles out and sustain. So that was, I think, like really the only thing that I was not, I mean, I wouldn't call it disappointed. But definitely an improvement is the mental game of when I can kind of hit the gas pedal a little bit more. So, but I'm excited. It's literally just going to be us two, no one from my team. They'll all be in Lake Placid. But it'll be fun. And I just found out my cousin through marriage will be doing that too. Nice. So I'm excited, and we'll do a race recap. Hopefully it'll be all good things that I have to report on.
It will be. Yeah.
So but as always, thank y'all for listening.
Thanks for listening, and
we'll see you next time.
Yeah. See ya.